Yoke is going to get a 40-point triple-double in this game. Monstrous. Demonic.
I got the Lakers, man. Luka Lakers. Come on now. The best foreign player in the league.
I'll be cheering for the Lakers, but I don't think... Did you? No. Hold on. Run it back. What did you just say?
They have the best foreign player in the league and the best American player in the league.
You think that Luka Doncic is the best foreign... So you think Luka Doncic is the best player in the league?
He's better than Giannis,
That's what you think.
The Bucks will trade Giannis. They won't trade Giannis, but they should trade Giannis for him right now.
Wait. You think that Luka's better than Jokic?
Oh, easily. What?
You're crazy.
Not a question.
You're crazy.
Not a question.
You're an insane person. You think
Jokic is better than Luka? Oh, what? Because he got some MVPs?
Yes.
Bro,
because he wins. He's a winner. He's got MVPs.
Ring. He's won one ring. If he didn't win that ring, we're not even talking about him the same.
He plays the center position unlike any player has ever played it. I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about how the dude has modified the center position to a point where it's almost unguardable. The guy excels at every single part of the game. Like, the worst part of his game is his defense, and he is a league average defender. Does he
have a move named after him? Because that Luka step back, that leg out step back, Luke.
He doesn't need one. What are we talking about? A move named after him?
Bro. He has no signature moves, bro.
Better than Jokic. Who cares? What are you fucking talking about? I'm not even... I like Luka better than Jokic as a player. I'm more of a fan of Luka. I'm being honest here and telling you right now that Jokic is the best player in the league until proven otherwise.
So you tell me right now the Nuggets...
He is the best player in the league, and it's not...
The Nuggets wouldn't take a straight-up trade right now for Luka and Jokic.
Fuck no. What are you talking about?
God.
What are you talking about? You are not speaking... You are not speaking in reality right now.
I would trade any player in the league for Luka right now. Welcome to another episode of Couch Coach the Podcast, featuring an all-star staff of the best to never do it. Without a couch, you're just a coach. Without a coach, it's just a couch. With both, you're one of us. Remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you got some shit to say, leave a comment. Now, for your first couch coach, we have the one and only Mr. 500, Mr. Bountiful Harvest. If his Knicks keep winning, you might see him at your local bodega. And rumor has it, he doesn't live in a gated community, but his community does have a gate. He's a man of many names, but you can call him Johnny.
Hell yeah. Don't forget I'm Nico Collins' #1 fan. Folks, I'm ready. I'm scruffy, I'm tired, and I'm ready to go today talking about sports. Don't we love it?
Sports. And for your last couch coach, we have yours truly, founder of Omnipresence Productions, co-founder of the Couch Coach Pod. Some call me Akira, some call me Commissioner, but you can call me Kuji. And now kicking off the show with a bang, with a level of unprecedented foresight, in the segment where shots in the dark become game winners. We won't call ourselves prophets, but if you do, we won't argue with you. It's time for Sports Stradamus. It's been a while, Johnny, since we've done this. It's been a while since we've done this, so hopefully we're not rusty. It's not like the anti-rust was helping us before. We were, I think, a combined 4 for 100 predictions so far, but
it's bold predictions for a reason. We're not just picking obvious stuff. We're going out on a limb. We're saying insane stuff. We're trying to really stake a claim here.
All right. Listen, we do say right in the title, we're not prophets. We're not prophets. But if you call us that, we won't argue with you. What are your 3 predictions?
That's chill if you want to call us.
What are your 3 predictions?
You want me to do all 3? I'll do all 3 if you want.
Let's go 1 for 1. Let's go 1 for 1.
Okay, 1 for 1. All right. First one. This is based off kind of the chatter I've been seeing surrounding the post All-Star game or All-Star weekend. I've been seeing a little chatter. I've been seeing a little hype building towards the next one. And specifically, I've been seeing a little hype building towards maybe some stars showing up for the next dunk contest because they feel a little embarrassed being shown up by a G League white dude named Mac McClung, who is now three-peated for the first time in dunk contest history. I think that you're seeing now some of these stars are starting to chatter that maybe they're going to show up. And in that vein, I think even though he said he's done, I think that in the next few weeks, we're going to see Ja Morant start dunking again. I think he's going to start it up again. I know he took a break, but I think honestly he realized that how exciting being a great dunker can be for the NBA. And I think we're going to see him bring it back. So that's my first prediction. Ja Morant is going to start dunking again.
So you think you're talking about games, like just regular games?
Yeah, in games. I think he's going to start bringing it back. I think he's realizing that his mystique as a player is kind of disappearing without it. And that's the thing. I mean, if you ask the average person, would they know that the Grizzlies are a great team right now that are I think currently second in the West? I mean, they're great. They're doing awesome, but no one cares.
Right.
Because there's nothing exciting about that team if Ja's not dunking. And I think he might start working it back in because he wants that notoriety. He wants the redemption's arc. So I think you're going to see it. I think you're going to see him start dunking again.
Do you think he's going to enter the dunk contest next year?
He is flirting with it. He has been flirting with it.
LeBron has fooled us a lot of times.
Zach LaVine and yeah, I don't know about. I mean, obviously, I don't think LeBron's going to do it, but I think Ja has more to prove to LeBron.
Stars in the past have said they're going to do it and then haven't done it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but stars haven't had to watch Mac McClung win it 3 years in a row.
That's embarrassing. Well, definitely, yeah, we got some stuff to get into on that. But let me get with my one. Let me get with my one.
Yeah, I think some.
You got something you're gonna wrap up?
I was just gonna say that I think no shade to Mac McClung as a dunk contest winner. He's very good at the dunk contest, but I think there is a level of NBA stars or really good NBA players feeling some type of way that a guy who doesn't play in the NBA legitimately is winning the dunk contest 3 years in a row. I think they kind of feel some type of way about that, and I think that they're saying Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, and Ja Morant have all now flirted with the idea of entering the dunk contest. So this next year. So if we can get one of those guys, it'll be really cool.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. Ja above all else.
No, it's a pride thing. You're right. It's a pride thing. I mean, you only can see somebody who's right. You feel like isn't as good as you do that for so long before you say, "Fuck it, I'm getting in there." All right, my first one, Johnny. I mean,
it's one thing when it's like Derrick Jones Jr., who's a starter. But
right.
Go for it.
Right. My first prediction, Johnny, I'm trusting the process with this one. It's been tough. All right, we've been trying to trust the process for 7, 8, 9 years now. But I think, and they're currently not in the playoff picture, the 76ers, despite the injuries, despite the drama, they will sneak into the playoffs. That is my first bold prediction.
Is that via the play-in, or is that true playoff spot?
They're not even top 10 right now, but I think that they'll end up... No, the play-in counts. I mean, it's there. So, no, they're going to get in at least because of the play-in, if not because they're going to get in. I mean, because you got to think, if you're 7 or 8 seed, you're a play-in team, but, like, past years, you would have just been in. So, like, I can't really count you. I think they'll be a top 8 seed, yes. but they'll be in the play-in because if they're 7 or
Okay.
8, they're going to be in the play-in.
Okay.
But what's your second one?
It's very funny because I'm glad we went back and forth. I'm really glad we did. This is beautiful. Because I think that the 76ers are such an abject disaster since he's been there. I think Daryl Morey might be a joke. I got to be honest with you. Everywhere he goes, he gets all this credit for being this MIT genius. And all he does really is look at 2K ratings and go, all right, I just want to bring in the high 2K rating guy, and that'll probably make us have a good team. I mean, it's not literally what he does, but it's pretty damn close to what he does. He's not an intelligent team builder. He's bringing in bad personalities that don't mesh with each other at all. And a smart GM, I think, would have found a way to make the Joel Embiid situation work, whether that be like finding somebody to pair with him that makes him get off his ass and rise to the level of star he should be, or whether it's to literally cut ties with him completely and ship him out. So whatever it is, but I think that by the end of this season, it's going to be such an abject dumpster fire in Philly that Daryl Morey will be gone. Dunzo. Out of here.
So your
and I don't think they will make the playoffs.
Second prediction, Daryl Morey is going to get fired.
I think he will get fired by the end of the season, and I think that if they even come close to making the playoffs, it will be as the 10 seed, and they will not make it out of the play-in. I think that is a fake joke team that is not realistic and not a contender, not a threat.
Okay. See, the problem is you don't believe in Tyrese.
Yeah.
Man,
I do believe in Tyrese. I think Tyrese Maxey is that guy.
He's him.
And I think a smart GM at this point.
He's shot 2.0.
A smart GM would Shea, but they would have shipped Tyrese, or not Tyrese, they would have shipped Embiid out of there by now and built something around Tyrese Halliburton or Tyrese Maxey.
Man, he's
at this point.
I mean,
because I really do think
so you're not going to get much from him right now. Right? I mean, homie's got to get another surgery soon.
I mean, they honestly, if you think about it, the Luka trade. Yeah, the Luka trade honestly would have been reasonable if it were what's it called? If it were for Embiid instead of Luka.
I mean, yeah, he can play defense a little bit. I mean, his size alone. Yeah, that would have been, but even then though, right? Like, yeah, they're both injured players. I guess it's kind of a wash.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, all right. Yeah, no, maybe it is good we did 1 for 1. Only one of us is going to be right with that one. My second prediction. If the 76ers are going to make the playoffs, that means somebody currently in the playoffs has to miss it, right? So, with that, my second prediction, the Atlanta Hawks will miss the playoffs, and they will hit the reset button. And Trae Young will not be on the roster. He will be traded before the start of next season.
I'm okay with that because, I'm a Knicks fan, and there's like a couple of things that Knicks fans believe, but one of them is a 3-word credo. Do you know it?
No. No, I don't.
Oh, there's two things that Knicks fans really say to each other all the time. One is bing bong, of course. Bong, we all know that. And the other one is and the other one is fuck Trae Young.
Okay.
I mean, that Trae Young might be the most hated figure in New York Knicks basketball currently. So, I'm okay with it. Get him out of there.
Just imagine if he played in the Celtics.
He's not. I mean, Honestly, he doesn't fit their style at all. The That's a team of tall dudes that can play both sides of the ball effectively. You know, that is not a Trae Young team. Trae Young does not fit the Celtics game at all.
Nah, you're right. But y'all would hate him more, though. Um, y'all hate him a little bit more. What's your second
Oh
prediction,
yeah.
Johnny? Or your third prediction?
Well, my second was that Daryl Morey was
Actually,
going to get fired.
your third prediction.
My third prediction. I know you told me to go NBA, but there's so much fun rumors circling around in the NFL right now. I had to throw one in there.
Okay.
There's a lot of rumors swirling about a certain Matthew Stafford, where he's going to end up.
Yep.
And I think I know. I think Matthew Stafford is going to be next season starting for the Los Angeles Rams. Call me crazy, but I think through everything and I'm like, where are they going to trade Matthew Stafford to? That isn't going to be like, all right, man, like we'll give you a second rounder. Like I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Well, anybody that would want him,
Reset?
anyone that would want him the first,
See
yeah,
me?
I got you. Anyone that would want him the first round pick would be too high to give up for him. You can't hear me?
Sorry, I've just one moment. A client's texting me. I just want to make sure.
Nah, you're good. Handle that business. Business is booming.
Yeah.
It's booming.
Business is booming. Client texted me at 10 p.m. and I think he misread a text that I sent him because I said I can't come by today, but I can make tomorrow afternoon work. How does around 2 to 3 sound? And then texts me at 10 p.m. today and says, I guess it didn't work out. And I'm like, do you think that I told you I was coming around today at 2 to 3? Is that what you think I said? That's not what I said. So I think he passive aggressively texted me at 10 o'clock and now is going to realize that he misread my text.
Damn.
So anyway, yeah, let me reiterate. I think Matthew Stafford is going to remain the quarterback on the Rams. I don't see a huge opportunity for him to be traded. I don't really know who in the league is going to trade more than a second rounder for him, and I don't think the Rams that's worth anything to them. Like I don't even think the Giants would trade their second round pick this season for Matthew Stafford because that's still a high pick.
Right.
So I just don't see it. The guys who really need a quarterback and have something to trade for Stafford can just draft a quarterback. And then so beyond there, I don't know. The only other interesting thing I've heard is somebody suggesting a straight up Stafford for Tua trade.
That's terrible.
But I don't think that's actually realistic. Yeah.
That's real anticlimactic.
I mean, man, because the Dolphins will be fleecing the Rams.
Stay there. Oh, easily.
It's a bit anticlimactic,
I think
but
2 years of Stafford is worth the rest of Tua's career.
I agree. I'm not a guy who bought into Tua. I don't buy into the Dolphins at all. I don't buy into McDaniel, Tua, none of it.
Hey, they'll win some more cold games if they make that trade. My third prediction. And now, I don't like this prediction because I never want to plot on another man's downfall. Another woman's downfall, a woman's downfall, anyone's downfall for that matter. But I've seen the trend, and I think AD will lead the Mavericks to the playoffs, but they will get swept in round 1. And he might not even play in the playoffs. And actually, I'll stamp it. He won't play in the playoffs because he won't finish the season. We've seen this AD this AD cycle over and over and over again. There's no reason for me to think that if he couldn't get it together with LeBron, that anything is going to change on his own in Dallas. So the Mavs will make the playoffs, but they're
who do you see
swept.
holding the broom?
I mean, it's tough to know how it's going to shake out at that point in time. But, I mean, the only way I don't see it happening is if they play... I mean, we're talking one of those teams. Maybe they get the Rockets, who are young and experienced right now, who are a good team, but they're young, right? Spurs, I didn't see them in the picture.
Yeah, the Rockets are the 4 right now, so they'd have to make the... I mean, if we're saying, let's assume that it holds firm, the seeding. The Rockets are the 4 right now, so then the Mavs have to be the 5 to play them. You get the Nuggets of the 3, Grizz of the 2. OKC obviously at the 1.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're in the play-in, so...
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking... Yeah, Rockets, Lakers, Clippers, Minnesota. But they're going to end up at least playing... I mean, they could play Thunder, Grizzlies, Nuggets. I mean, any one of those 3 teams could sweep them. Unless they somehow get up to the 5, in which they end up playing the Rockets right now. But I think the Lakers are going to swap with the Rockets by that point in time. So they play the Lakers. That'd be a good first-round matchup.
Yeah, I think... It'd be fun. It'd be interesting. But I think that Luka would savage them. I think Luka would drop 70 points a game in that series.
No, it'd be terrible for them.
He would average a triple-triple, I think. Maybe. It would be heinous. Evil.
It'd be over. But stamp it. They're going to get swept. Someone's holding the broom. Unless it's a young, inexperienced team, never been there before, or a team that somehow just sneaks in, and somehow the Mavs climb up, stamp it. 4-0. AD's not going to be there. But check this out, Johnny. This past weekend, we had the All-Star Game and a bevy of other events. The reviews have been a mixed bag, but here's a quick recap of how the weekend unfolded. So we had the winner of the NBA Skills Challenge being Spider Mitchell and Evan Mobley, Cleveland Cavaliers. Dunk contest winner, Mac McClung, his 3rd, as you already mentioned, his 3rd in a row. 3-point contest, we had Tyler Hero getting that dub, Buddy Hield, Darius Garland also in the finals. Rising Stars, the winning team, Team C. It was real weird. They just had a bunch of letters, just teams and letters. But they got to play in the All-Star Game. The winning team got to play in the All-Star Game, which was an interesting point of debate after the game and before the game. But that team consisted of Stephon Castle, Ryan Dunn, Zach Edey, Jalen Wells, Trace Jackson Davis, Dalton Kennett, the recently traded and untraded Dalton Kennett, and then Keontae George. Yours truly, Utah Jazz. Hit that game winner, by the way. I haven't heard of most of those players as well. I didn't expect them to do very good in the All-Star Game. But then in the All-Star Tournament, the new format, the All-Star Tournament, we had Shaq's OGs beating Chuck's Global Stars 41-25. Even though they were shorthanded, they had 7 players to the 8 players that Chuck had. Because LeBron, late scratch. Could have been an early scratch, but late scratch. But Jason Tatum, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown. Congrats. You won what might be the last All-Star game of all time. But what are your thoughts on this, Johnny?
I'm not shocked that the shorthandedness of the team didn't come into play, because the dumbest decision of this entire All-Star format was making it 40 points. That was such a stupid decision, because that is like a medium high scoring NBA quarter. Like, that's not a crazy... I couldn't figure this one out. They're like, we're going to do 3 40-point games, or games 240. Okay, cool, but they're all-stars, so it's going to take 10 minutes for them to get 40, because they don't play defense, and they're all-stars, so they're the best at scoring, and they're not going to play our defense. So this is going to take no time at all, and that was what it was. It took no time at all. The games did not feel like anything. I've seen some people say, oh, they were playing like hard though. It was competitive. They were playing defense, and like, yeah, granted, but like it seemed like they were playing like 5 minutes of defense because the game was over immediately. So I wasn't a fan even a little bit. I thought that was such a stupid format. It didn't work. I would much rather have watched a game go to 180 points, a single game go to 180 points with no defense, than watch this stupid format. It was not fun. It was really dumb. It felt like the whole time they were working out kinks in a process that they weren't ready to do. There were giant gaps in between the games and in the middle of the games for awkward, like, middle of the thing moments. I like the Mr. Beast shot challenge was weird, and obviously they didn't rehearse it once because no one knew what was going on. There were so many times throughout the whole thing where they were looking for Shaq or Charles or Kenny, and they weren't there because there were so many places they were expected to be throughout the whole thing. There were, and above all else, if there's one thing that the NBA learns from this, is we don't need any more Kevin Hart. No more Kevin Hart. Ban him. I don't want to see Kevin Hart anymore. He was the worst part of the whole thing.
Really?
Have Mr. Beast host the whole thing for all I care. Kevin Hart was terrible. Yeah, okay, he apologized. My client apologized. He just realized I said tomorrow, not today. Yep. There we go.
Did you see him in LeBron's locker before the game? With the shoes on?
No, I did not.
He did the shoes, did the chonk.
I just found it very, very annoying. Like, no, it was like, oh, look at this. It's Kevin Hart. He's standing next to Shaq. He says, ha, Shaq, you're dumb and ugly. And then Shaq says, you're short. And then he goes, oh, man. Oh, what? Oh, what would you call me that for? And then it was just that the whole time. It was dumb. It was terrible. The NBA needs to just fully revamp the whole thing as far as who is involved with it. Like, Kevin Hart is not a drawer of people anymore, I don't think. Who likes Kevin Hart? I'm sorry. Like, who? Okay, how about this?
Bro,
what I'm saying is, who is excited about the idea
Kevin Hart slander right now?
No. Here's what I'll say. Who is excited about the idea of Kevin Hart hosting an event? I won't say like anything else.
If it's a comedy
is there
event,
anybody that's like, I'm not sure about watching the All-Star game. Wait. Kevin Hart is going to be there? Nobody. Not a single person. So just, bro, no more Kevin Hart. We don't need it. Like, find somebody who's going to be a force multiplier.
What about Snoop
Not a guy
Dogg?
who's going to just... I don't think he's a force multiplier. It's played out, bro. Find someone new. Find someone exciting.
Okay, so not The Rock?
It's played out. We've seen... Like, maybe, I don't know. Like, find something exciting. Find bro, get like Carmelo Anthony to do it. Like, get like somebody that people care about and know in the NBA that like actually would be interesting. But like
Michael Jordan,
these guys that we've seen, I mean, I don't think you could convince him to, but it'd be great if you could. You give Michael Jordan $100 million to host the All-Star game.
No, everybody can wear his new shoes.
Michael Jordan won't even go to the All-Star game.
He can drop a new shoe line. All the players have to wear his new shoes. He can drop a new merch line. All the players have to wear his merch. That's the rules if he hosts it. Long-term play.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, find somebody that's more exciting, though, than the same three guys hosting everything all the time because a focus group has put together that people like them. I'm so tired of it. And this is like no shade to Kevin Hart and no shade to Snoop Dogg, but like I've seen you too much. Go away. Go be with your family. I don't need to see you in a suit hosting a show anymore. Right. Go somewhere else. All right. That's my take. And I'm excited about the idea of the 1v1 tournament, and I think that would be awesome, and I think everyone would like that.
No, 1v1 would be dope. LeBron probably just take it easily, though.
I would love to see it. I think our next DTF will be 1v1 tournament based when we do it.
Okay.
I think we're going to do something around that because that idea has been mulling around in my head and I like that idea.
No, that's a good idea. I was thinking,
But what about you? Any thoughts?
I mean, something with these All-Star games and these the NFL and the NBA, man, they're just terrible. They just somehow ruined a format, ruined a game that at some point was like the pinnacle, was something that people watched at some point. Now you're talking decades now, but it's just insane to me. I couldn't hold my interest, honestly. Honestly, I couldn't watch the whole thing. I was intermittently in and out of it. I watched all the recap on it from what I'd missed, but it couldn't hold my focus. There were some interesting notes I got from that, though. CP3 Wemby on that DQ, that was hilarious. They just threw.
Oh, that was so funny.
I know for a fact that was CP3's idea, and I know for a fact they were like, "Listen, we're just gonna."
From everything I've heard, it was 100% Wembenyama.
Well, that's what they say, but come on, Wemby's gonna take the.
But when they were practicing, CP3 was taking shots normally, and Wembenyama was going around to people asking, "Can we do this? Like in the rules, like it says we can do this. We can do this, right?" My thing is just everyone's so up in arms that it's like a whole talking point. My thing is, since the fuck when have you cared about the NBA skills challenge? Like, I think they just thought it was funny,
right?
Like, and they're like, I think we could do this. I think this would be funny if we did this. Like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't matter that much to me. I do have one big thing I'll add on the All-Star game, but I'll let you continue. My bad.
Another thing, I've seen a lot of people talking about McClung, Mac, saying he should be in the league because he's won the All-Star game, or he's won the dunk contest 3 years in a row. Even to the point where somebody was, and I don't know how they always find a way to do this. They always somehow bring Bronny into this. Bronny's getting thrown into everything somehow. But they're like, oh, Bronny's taking up a roster spot when Mac McClung deserves a roster spot. And I'm like, he had a roster spot. He lost his roster spot. He had a couple roster spots. He's lost them all. Like, there's more to the game than dunking. Like, just because you can dunk and you can make dunks look good has nothing to do with your... But there's people right now down the street that can go dunk. They can't play in the NBA. And so that was
honestly, if you have any real opinion on Bronny James's existence in the NBA, I just don't take you seriously as an NBA fan. He was drafted with
they throw on nepotism,
like the 56th pick of the second round.
Got him a job. I'm like, bro, wouldn't you wish your dad?
He is the level of player that he was drafted at. He is like a serviceable two-way G League player. That's what he is. He was drafted at that level of draft position, and that's how they use him. Like, if he sucked completely, it'd be one thing, bro. But right. He is the exact level that they drafted him at. So it'd be one thing if they drafted him funky 15th overall, but I don't know. It just pisses me off.
Well, plus like, you pick off potential. Care? You pick off potential. So, like...
Right.
You know he's not there right now, but are you going to not pick a player and let somebody else potentially get a player that you think could be better than players getting picked in the first round? No. You pick him now and you develop him, especially if his dad's on your team. So, no, I mean, but yeah. And then Draymond talking about you should earn playing in the All-Star game, and the Rising Stars that won that tournament shouldn't have been able to touch the court. To that I just say, listen, I get it, but that's your fault. That's your fault. You guys have ruined the game so much. The game, and they actually say since Kobe left, and I thought about that, and yeah, really since Kobe and LeBron had that last one where they had that picture, the game hasn't been the same. But you guys ruined the game, so this is your fault. Like, the NBA has to now try to do things they've never done to try to get people to watch a game that nobody wants to watch. So if you got a problem with them letting a Rising Stars team play the game, maybe you shouldn't have made the game so, not you, Draymond, but y'all players shouldn't have made the game so fucking terrible that they had to try to do something like that. But I think it's cool. I mean,
yeah, the All-Star game got so bad that they had to let non-All-Stars play in it.
Right.
That's how bad it got.
But I mean, I do think the concept of it's cool. I mean, they're not going to have an all-star on their record. Like, they're not going to get an all-star appearance on their record. But I think it is cool to let players that aren't there yet. But these are players you think are going to be there in the future. That's why they're on the Rising Stars team. So, like, to let them touch the court a little bit to see it. Plus, again, I do think it's going to make you guys play a little bit harder. Because who wants to lose? You imagine what the storyline would be right now if that team won the whole tournament? Like,
oh, yeah.
So nobody wants that to happen. So that's part of the whole incentivization to make you play harder. So, I mean, if you didn't want it to happen, you shouldn't have. You guys brought it on yourself. I mean.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the format isn't going to exist beyond this year. I think this format was more than anything just a tribute to the NBA Tonight guys. The inside the NBA guys, you know what I mean? Like the because they're leaving TNT. I think it was more for that it was just like, all right, we're gonna like make this more about them than the actual All-Star game, and also give us an opportunity to maybe play with the format again. I mean, like, if they try to run this format back, I will think very little of the NBA. I will just go, if you run this format back, I will not watch next year, because this format was terrible. But I'm okay with them trying it. I'm fine with them trying new ideas, and I got no problem with them doing the Rising Stars thing. But let me add my little, just quick All-Star belief. I think Nick Wright has it 100% down. I think he's completely right about this. That the reason all of the bad things in the NBA that we hate about the NBA, either load management, not taking the regular season seriously, not taking the All-Star game seriously, all of these little things that we can't stand about the NBA today, it all goes back to the Jordan people, the people that are obsessed with preserving Jordan's legacy and preserving his status as the GOAT, deciding that the only thing that matters is winning a championship and nothing else matters for your legacy.
Right.
And I think he's so right about that, because there used to be a version of the All-Star game that the players all tried, and because winning an All-Star game MVP was a big deal. And it's just not anymore, because the NBA, as far as like consumers of the NBA are concerned, like, they only care about, did you win a championship? How many did you win? Because of the Jordan GOAT conversation and how that's polluted the NBA today. So, I mean, truly, it's like, we don't even care who won the scoring title anymore.
Right.
Like, it is not a point that people talk about. Who won the scoring title? Who won Defensive Player of the Year last year? Who won, it doesn't matter anymore. It's truly has been diluted down to count the rings. And I think, like, that only exists because of the debate between Jordan and LeBron. Because if it were deeper than that, if it were deeper than count the rings, LeBron would be the guy, obviously. But the Jordan people have now ingrained it in the mind of so many people, media members, players, everything, that it is a count the rings debate, that it has polluted every aspect of the NBA league. And I just want to also add, it's really cool to see that LeBron is playing tonight against the Hornets, because it was questionable. So we like to see that.
That's wild. So he sat out the All-Star game so he can be ready for the Hornets. That's nice.
I guess so.
We won't even dive into if that was selfish or not. I'll get your quick thoughts, but we won't dive too deep because we'll be here for 15, 20 minutes on this topic. You don't think it was selfish that he...
No, I think it was him going, I'm going to play if I can. I'm going to wait till the last possible moment to decide that, because I want to play. I don't want to...
Even though
you think LeBron James wanted to miss?
Somebody else would have got that spot?
Could have, yeah, but it was like, does LeBron James want to break his All-Star streak? Hell no. Like he was thinking, I'm going to play if I can, and if I can't, I'll sit out. Like, no one cares that Anthony Edwards didn't play. Why? But it's a big LeBron argument. Like, all right, bro.
That's our goat. It's our goat, bro. It's our goat. He can't be doing stuff like that.
No, I don't care. And I think the
Michael
alternate
Jordan would never.
You really wanted to see Norman Powell get a spot that bad?
Norman's balling right now. If we had allowed plays, quiet players, he would have been on that shit months ago.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine with it. I don't care. It was him going, I want to play. I'm going to wait till the last possible second. If I'm going to not play, I am going to decide that I'm not going to play at the last moment. You know what I mean? Where it was like, I'm not going to say it now because I might be able to by Sunday. I'm not going to say it on Tuesday because I might be able to on Sunday. I'm going to wait till Sunday morning until I decide that I'm not going to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if I thought that he was literally like new the entire time, but I don't think that's the case.
Nah, like, I mean, but it's tough though because LeBron. So you get he knows his body, but I'm not hating on him. I just would have been nice to see somebody else like Norman Powell.
It would have been really cool to see Norman Powell sit on the bench and never play.
He would have won. He would have been the winner of the tournament.
He would have been sitting on the bench and never seen the court the entire time, but it would have been cool, I guess.
No bench players see the court when the game lasts 5 minutes.
Exactly. That was terrible.
Terrible. What's your rating? You give it A through F. What are you giving it? D minus. Oh, okay, I'll be a little better. I'll give it a D plus. Just because I got to see Keontae George hit a game winner, the best Jazz moment of the year so far.
Well, you're saying the entire weekend or just
the entire weekend?
Just the All-Star game.
The entire weekend.
The entire weekend, I'll give it a D plus. I'll also agree with you on that. All right. Because I think the Wemby thing is funny enough. Yeah. I think the Wemby thing was funny enough that it boosts up. Yeah.
Dude just did. Yeah, it's crazy. Moving along though, we're gonna move along. Johnny, it is time for King of the Court, formerly Coach of the Year, but now it's called King of the Court because we are a basketball show. So instead of Coach of the Year, King of the Court, where we determine which coach is crowned King of the Court through weekly picks of five of the biggest games from the week ahead. Now, Johnny, we got 5 games this week. We're going to make some picks. Ideally, we don't pick all the same teams. But that's how it rolls. Game number 1, Johnny. Thursday night, 7 o'clock. We got Boston Celtics at the Philadelphia 76ers. Who you got?
Yeah, it's the Celtics, of course. I have no faith in the Sixers to do anything ever, especially against arguably the best team in the league.
You know what?
It's got to be the Celtics.
We already have a different pick because I'm going to go 76ers. You know, they were up big on the Celtics last time they played them. They blew that lead. I don't think it happens again. If they're going to make the playoffs, like I said, they got to start with a good run. It starts right now.
Yeah, I think without the scoring from Jared McCain, I don't know if they're going to be able to actually be able to match the Celtics' 3-point lethality. So,
we'll see. Game number 2. Yeah. Game number 2. Phoenix Suns at the San Antonio Spurs, also Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Who you got?
I'll be honest, it's a tough one because right now Wemby is a game time decision.
Okay.
And if Wemby's not playing, that's an easy Suns. I mean that is De'Aaron Fox and a bunch of backups against Kevin Durant. So I'm just gonna go with the Suns. I think Booker is also a game time decision, but I'm gonna roll with the Suns. I think even if both teams are completely healthy, the Suns I think still edge out the Sixers a little bit.
You mean the Spurs?
Oh, sorry, the Spurs.
Nah,
yes,
you're Gucci.
The Spurs a little bit.
I hate to do it to you, but I got the Spurs. Because I think CP3 and Wemby are going to be motivated. They're angry. Everyone's talking about this disqualification, that. They're going to come out ready. Go Spurs. We got game number 3. New York Knicks at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Friday, 7 o'clock. You're a Knicks fan, Johnny, but are you biased? Or are you picking with what you think's going to happen?
I'm not biased at all. I'm just basing off of the Knicks' history against the Cavs in the last few years.
Is it good?
And what the Knicks do to the Cavs is boat race them, brutalize them, beat them down, and we're gonna walk into Cleveland and do it again. You're gonna watch Go New York, Go New York, Go. You're gonna see some real fun stuff. Look, it's going to be rough without Josh Hart, who is out right now. But there's a chance that Mitch is back. So I think the idea of having that extra inside defense, that interior D that Mitch Robinson brings.
He's coming back?
I think that's going to be exciting. It's a chance. He's practicing again.
Chance.
I would say it's probably low chance. He definitely won't. I think we can very certainly say he won't play against the Bulls on Thursday. He might be ready, though, for the Cavs. And I think that's important when you're playing against an Evan Mobley. You need to have that tall interior defense. So I think it's going to be look, the Cavs are a finesse team, and the Knicks are a beat you down, grind you down team. Right. And I'm excited to see. I'm excited for that game, no matter what. I think the Knicks will pull it out, though.
Okay. I think Spida Mitchell is going to have something to say about that there. I got the Cavs. Give me the Cavs. Game number 4. Lakers. The Luka Lakers at the Nuggets. Saturday, 8:30 p.m.
I love LeBron. I love Luka. I do. I really do. And I think that team's going to do really well, man.
Don't tell me we're about to do this.
I got the Nuggets.
Bro.
If there's one thing that Jokic has done his entire career, it's decimate the Lakers. It is brutalize the Lakers. Bro. It is embarrass the Lakers up and down the court. And now you don't even have AD to guard him.
But not the Luka Lakers.
No shot. Jokic is going to maybe get I think Jokic is going to get a 40-point triple-double in this game. Monstrous. Demonic.
I got the Lakers, man. Luka Lakers. Come on now. The best foreign player in the league.
I'll be cheering for the Lakers, but I don't think. Did you? No. Hold on. Run it back. What did you just say?
They have the best foreign player in the league and the best American player in the league.
You think that Luka Doncic is the best foreign? So you think Luka Doncic is the best player in the league?
He's better than Giannis. That's what you think. The Bucks will trade Giannis. They won't trade Giannis, but they should trade Giannis for him right now.
Wait. You think that Luka's better than Jokic?
Oh, easily. What?
You're crazy.
Not a question.
You're crazy.
Not a question.
You're an insane person. You
think Jokic is better than Luka? Oh, what? Because he got some MVPs?
Yes.
Bro,
no, because he wins. He's a winner. He's got MVPs.
He's won one ring. If he didn't win that ring, we're not even talking about him the same.
he plays the center position unlike any player has ever played it. I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about how the dude has modified the center position to a point where it's almost unguardable. The guy excels at every single part of the game. Like, the worst part of his game is his defense, and he is a league average defender.
Does he have a move named after him? Because that Luka step back, that leg out step back, Luke.
He doesn't need one. What are we talking about? A move named after him?
Bro, he has no signature moves, bro.
Better than Jokic. Who cares? What are you fucking talking about? I'm not even. I like Luka better than Jokic as a player. I'm more of a fan of Luka. I'm being honest here and telling you right now that Jokic is the best player in the league until proven otherwise.
So you tell me right now the Nuggets.
He is the best player in the league, and it's not.
The Nuggets wouldn't take a straight up trade right now for Luka and Jokic.
Fuck no! What are you talking about?
God.
What are you talking about? You are not speaking. You are not speaking in reality right now.
I would trade any player in the league for Luka right now.
So you are saying that definitively you think Luka is the best player in the league?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about more than just today. Obviously, I'm factoring in
right now today. Who is the best player in the league if they're not injured? Everyone's healthy. Who's the best player in the league?
The best foreign player, because we're talking about foreign players.
Yeah, but the best player in the league is a foreign player right now, no matter what. There's only 4 people that even have a claim to it. It's Jokic,
Shea,
Giannis, Luka, and Shea. That's it. Shea's from Canada. He's a foreign player.
I guess. I mean, it might not be.
He's from Canada.
It might not be foreign much longer.
Hold on. Are we going politics? Hold on. Let me.
He might be a part of the 53rd state or 51st. I don't forget how many they are. But I'm saying one of the two. Anyway, so
53rd state. Well, after we get Greenland and Greenland and Panama, then Canada is the next one.
Anyway, best player in the league right now. Okay. Well, if we're talking,
I'm not a big.
If we're talking right now, it's Giannis.
Not a Jokic fan.
If we're talking right now, it's Giannis. We don't even got to get into that. They don't got to get into that right now. But the point is this: it's only not Luka right now because he's hurt. He's been hurt. He's coming back. If Luka had been playing the entire season, no problem. He'd be the best player right now. But we can't talk about ifs. What could have happened? Yeah, right now, yeah, Jokic is better than him right now. But I would trade him straight up, though. I'd trade him straight up. Straight up, I'm taking Luka. Anyway, next game. We have the Thunder. Speaking of Shai or Shea, whatever you want to call him. Thunder at the Timberwolves. Sunday at 9:30 p.m. It's gonna be a late game, Johnny. We're gonna be staying up late for that one. Who you got?
I gotta go. I mean, it's not a fun pick, but it's gotta be the Thunder.
We split every pick. Oh my god!
Did we really?
I'm going Timberwolves.
Look, man,
and Rudy. I don't think Rudy's playing right. I don't think Rudy's playing right now either.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ant-Man is very fun. It's nice to think about the idea of Ant-Man, but I just really can't see a world where that team is deep enough to compete with the with OKC right now. They traded away, I mean, a bona fide megastar, and it has bit them in the ass all season. They made a terrible decision for the future of their team in trading away Cat. It was awful. And I think if they could go back, they wouldn't have done it. But I think they really discounted how important Cat was to that team's success. And this is just going to be another aspect in a long line of proof that they messed up.
Damn, we really split. It's mind-boggling. I thought we would at least have won the same, where we were like.
I kind of thought so too. I thought Nuggets Lakers was going to be an easy one.
No, you thought I wasn't picking the Lakers?
No, you know what? I actually the craziest decision you made was picking the Sixers over the Celtics. That's crazy. That's
Nah, bro.
actually crazy. The
I'm
Celtics are the best team in the league. What are you talking about?
No, that's actually the Cavs are the best team in the league right now. But
Well, are you
anyway,
talking about? What are you basing that off of?
the only thing that matters, the record.
I mean, the thing is, though, they have the same record as OKC.
Right.
So
the two best teams in the league. So they're not even. So Celtics aren't even the second best team in the league then. But anyway.
yeah, but I just think we're basing it off
there.
of what we see, though.
Neither here nor there. The point is this: I'm basing it off the fact that the Sixers had a big lead before, with just Maxey, no Embiid, no George, and they blew it. I think this time they don't blow it. That's all I'm saying. But check this out, Johnny. In our next segment, Instant Replay, we get behind the booth for when our viewers need coverage on the biggest stories in sports from a different angle. Now, we have, with our first story, Johnny, a Chilean, let me pronounce that one twice, a Chilean gang allegedly targeting pro athletes caught by the FBI after making some rookie mistakes. Let me pull this up for you here. So now, you may remember this. A couple athletes' homes were broken into, Johnny. A couple different athletes over the last few months. We're talking Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow. And so these gang members, they broke into all these athletes' homes. They would hide in the woods while monitoring the patterns of security guards and then break into homes of wealthy athletes by breaking small windows or prying open sliding doors before converting jewel-encrusted watches, designer bags, gold chains, and rings into cash, using loot launderers far from their victims. Now, their booty had an estimated value of about $3 million taken from some of the best-known athletes. Now, these all occurred from the last 3 months over the last year. And in this, essentially, they were talking too much. They were posting about it, pictures. They got caught, but they were using fake IDs, burner phones. They had the whole operation. What are your thoughts on that, Johnny? First, I'll say, should they have gotten away with it? Not do you think what they did was right, but do you think that them getting caught was their own doing? Do you think they would have got caught eventually? And I guess what are your thoughts on it being not just some random break-ins, but an operation on this level where they're actually tracking movements, they're keeping track of things, right? Taking this jewelry, they have launderers all set up. What are your thoughts?
Well, as any thief or criminal would know, there are different laws that apply to the rich and famous than there are to the average person.
Yep.
So, for example, my car was broken into recently. A bunch of stuff was stolen out of it. And I knew for a fact I wasn't getting any of that back. I knew it wasn't happening. They weren't going to catch these people. They weren't going to give it back to me because I know how this world works. They don't give a shit about me. But these people are stupid, and they robbed famous rich people, and obviously they were going to get caught because that's what happens. You get caught when you rob famous rich people because the police actually try. The FBI got involved. Yes. If the FBI gets involved, they will catch you. Do you know why that is? Let me tell you, good people, just so that you guys know this at home, okay? The FBI has a contract with Ring Security, where the FBI can use any Ring device to assist with an investigation. Currently, there are estimated 80 million Ring devices in America and growing. So, the FBI has access to an 80 million deep camera system across the entire United States. What I'm telling you is, if the FBI wants to catch you, they will catch you. Period. End of story. Because everyone has a Ring.
And that's just the cameras
every block in America
about.
has a Ring device.
That's just the cameras we know about. You know what I'm saying?
So once you get the FBI involved with something, they will catch you. So my thing is like, these guys were dumb for targeting people that are rich and famous. It was stupid, and obviously they were going to get caught. My thought is maybe this was brought on by the whole. You're on social media. You've seen where they say that professional athletes' jewelry, the diamonds dance, real different than rappers.
The diamonds dance real different? What does that mean?
The diamonds sparkle and shine and twinkle in a different way than a rapper's jewelry will. Now,
Why?
think about, because it's real diamonds. It's
That's
real
crazy.
jewelry because they got real money. Now, think about, like, remember when Justin Jefferson was sitting on the sideline with the giant chain on and it was lighting up the night sky, twinkling, shimmering. It looked like the paparazzi taking photos. That you'll never see that on a rapper, on a musician, because they don't have money like these athletes do. I think maybe this was brought on by that. That they were like, man, these athletes are the ones with actual money. Like musicians, they got fake money. They got show money. They you know what I mean? Facade money.
Well, plus, unlike artists who might be, rappers who might be traveling all the time, might not even have an actual quote unquote home. These people have homes. These athletes have homes that they're not going to be at, and unfortunately, right, you can't call into most places and ask if somebody's there because they can't legally tell you if somebody's at work or not, right? Because that could be a threat to their life. But unfortunately, their work schedule is very public, and you know exactly where they're going to be and when they're going to be there. So, yeah, I mean, man, anything with those three letters, man, anything with those three letters, FBI, CIA, DEA, whatever it is, man, you don't want to mess with it. Stay far away. Stay far away.
We've passed the threshold. There was at some point there is a line, you can find it. There's a date that one day it became impossible to evade the federal government. I don't know when it was, but we're certainly past it today. You can't evade the federal government. They will catch you. I've been
watching a lot of Scandal lately. They'd be disappearing niggas.
Yeah, I mean, all kinds of stuff. But the main thing that I always say is, like, and I don't want to get too political, but people always go, well, at least we're not in China. They have a surveillance state. Their government has cameras everywhere, and they watch their citizens. At least we don't live there. I promise you we do. We do live in that. We just contract private companies to do it, but we do it. The FBI has a network of 80 to 100 million cameras across America. Like, that 80 million figure I'm telling you was from years ago. I'm just like, I banked that from years ago. It's probably bigger now. So,
yeah. Now, plus we all got phones. But anyway, we're not gonna get too deep into that.
Yeah. Come on.
But we also have Mr. Terrence Shannon Jr., an Illinois basketball alumni, turning an L into a paycheck, but not for him. Not for him. That paycheck, my friends, went to charity and to a foundation. So he had his jersey retired. At Illinois, he led the program to its first Elite Eight appearance last time in 2005. And he got his jersey retired, or his first time since 2005. He's in the NBA right now. He's just a role player. But he got his jersey retired, and upon holding up his jersey was upside down. Picture, video, upside down jersey. Didn't notice till towards the end. It was really embarrassing. But in a moment in which he could have let that define him in a negative way, he now has merch, and the proceeds are going to a foundation, and it says, when life has you upside down, turn it around. The upside down on the merch is upside down. But what are your thoughts on that, John? And what are some experiences for you, Johnny, that were losses at the forefront, but that you turned into a W?
I will say that real cool guy for donating the money to, hot take, but I think it's a cool thing to do, to donate money to charity. Provided that it's not to some lame charity that is bad, but I'm assuming he probably donated it to something good. Uh, I mean, if I had to guess about something, a moment that I took a L and turned it into a
Before you get too
W.
far, it was the Don Moyer Boys and Girls Club of Champaign, Illinois. So it's going towards the youth.
That's awesome. Yes, Boys and Girls Clubs. That's like a top 5 thing to donate towards. Community centers, things that are helping people on a tangible level at the ground level, that is the type of thing you want to be donating to. That, food banks, things like that, health clinics, the things that are like, where I'm not donating to some major, huge Make-A-Wish, which is like a massive company that pays thousands of employees, and you don't know where that money's going.
So you're telling me
donate your money to this.
You don't round up your change at McDonald's?
What? I round up my change always. Like, come on. I always round up my change. But the if you want to donate your money, you want to get a tax write-off, you want to do something for charity, donate it to these local organizations that are doing tangible good, and you know exactly where that money's going. That's what you want to do it for. So shout out to those people. Shout out to that guy. I wasn't familiar with the story, but I like what he's doing. Now me, turning an L into a W, I think, honestly, the best thing I can think of with no preparation for answering this question is just a retrospect one. Is at the brokest I'd ever been when I lived in Orlando, Florida, with nothing, no lifeline, no nothing. One day, I don't want to incriminate myself, so what I'm just going to say is that, like, I had a vehicle breakdown. I don't know about the statute of limitations. You know what I mean? I had a vehicle that may or may not have been possibly legal for me to drive, break down in the middle of a road, and they may or may not have blocked that entire road off in preparation for it possibly being a car bomb that was left in the middle of the road. It was a whole thing. It was like a lot of stuff happened, whatever. Allegedly, all of this, I can't tell you, may or may not, maybe have happened in theory, possibly. But let's just say a lot of stuff went down that made me go, I have to get out of this state immediately or they're going to come for me. And I did that, and I'm really glad, because if I didn't, I would be living in Florida, and that would suck. So I don't live in Florida. And now I'm a business owner on a resort island. So who knows what would have happened, but let me tell you, my life spiraled and hit a really bad point that I had to make a split decision to get out of it when I was living in Orlando. And look at this, here I am today doing D's. I think another one would be an L being, we're not getting too deep into it. I have a family member who's maybe made some pretty bad mistakes in life that I've grown up watching those mistakes and turning that into a W, meaning I learned from those and got to build a better life, not having to live through those mistakes myself. And I think that's a very great way to turn something bad into something good. Is you can watch something bad happen and learn from it. Yeah. Without getting too specific.
Right. Yeah, I think for me, I mean, couple different situations that come to mind. So the first one was when, so I'm at work and we're just doing cold calling a bunch of different people. And I got a meeting. So it was early on in my career. I got a meeting, which at this point was something I was excited about. And the first thing that I remembered from it was when I hung up. So I'd called like 70 people in a row, and I called her by the wrong name, right? You're looking at a list of names and numbers. You're just thinking a bunch of different names. So I called her the wrong name. I hung up. I made the note. I was like, man, hopefully she still shows up to the meeting. So it turned out she did show up. She became My first client that wasn't a family member, and she referred me to who became my biggest client at that point in time. But man, when I called her by the wrong name, it was up at the forefront. It was a L. It was a L. I almost didn't even show up to the meeting. I was like, she's not going to show up. But it worked out for me. It worked out for me in the long run. I'm trying to think. I had another one. I had another specific L. I've taken a lot of L's in life, Johnny. If we're being real, if we're being real, I've taken a lot of L's in life. It's tough to focus on just one.
I've taken a lot of L's, man. I gotta be real. Such a funny statement. I'm sorry. Hey, man, it's character building. That's all that matters. It's character building.
All it is. I mean, I took an L on NCAA this morning, so I mean that was a tough one too. Oh man, I had the SEC championship locked up.
I'm sorry that happened to you, man.
Man, no, I'm so upset though. I had a good one too. I had a real good one. Like the people need to hear this one.
Here, let's press pause, think about it, and I'm gonna go pee.
Go pee.
All right.
Or I'll keep going and I'll talk to the people as I think.
Yeah, if it comes to you while I'm gone, go for it, man.
Nah, you're good. Do you wash your hands? Make sure you wash your hands.
I can't hear you, so you can talk shit about me all you want, and I won't be able to know what you said. So you could be like, John's gonna go pee all over his hands, not wash them, rub it on his face, and come back. And I can't say anything about it. You just get to do that. So, karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch.
Oh, I figured it out too. My second one, Johnny. I had a show back in August. So, right, I get ready for this. I prep the show for weeks. I get out on that stage, and we had so many hiccups along the way. I had a couple artists that I had as features that didn't show up. I didn't know they weren't going to show up till last second. I had to cut those songs. I sent the DJ the songs, and we had one of the songs, the audio that I exported was all fucked up. So the whole song was fucked. Like it wasn't the song that I actually needed to be. So the audio was fucked. So I came in with 5 songs. I couldn't do 2 because of features. I couldn't do 1 because of the audio. So no, I came in with 6. So I only had 3 songs now in this 20-minute set. I had to do 2 songs twice. And I'm also out of breath, right? And I'm like, man, I literally was running for weeks before this, like getting ready. And I'm out of breath way more than my first show before this. And so I'm thinking, what is going on with me? This show is terrible, man. Like, people out here, it's kind of dead. Like, there's not a lot of people. This is awful. Like, and I'm sitting here rethinking my whole career choices in life. Like, I'm like, man, like, I got to figure out what's gonna get me paid because this ain't gonna be it. Like, I'm sitting here like, I'm frustrated. And obviously, 24-hour rule. So you think about that. You have those thoughts. You say it out loud, right? Like, man, this shit ain't gonna work out. Whatever you say it, you go to bed. You wake up tomorrow. You get back at it, right? It is what it is. But like, you don't lose if you don't quit. But a couple days later, I get a message from somebody at that show that was an artist on the ticket, and he goes, "Hey, what's that song you did? Is it on streaming platform?" So I sent him the link for it, and he goes, "Wait a minute, do you have a show this weekend?" He invited me to be on the ticket for his show. Out in Messina, so 3-hour drive. I had to drive out there, but it was fire because in the moment in which I was the lowest I'd been, at least from the high that I felt from finally getting shows. The lowest I had been, felt like, man, this was terrible. Not the image I wanted to portray of myself, and I got to show off of that set. Mm-hmm. So that was turning the L into a W because I was like, man, this shit was terrible. And this dude was like, that was a great song, man. I want you on my show. And
nothing will compare to the biggest show that we ever put together at Latex being shut down 10 minutes into the headliner.
Bro, crazy.
Nothing compares to that. That was the worst.
Dude,
I mean,
people flying up from Florida.
People flew up from Florida. I flew up. All right, I drove up from South Carolina. Someone else flew up from Florida to perform. I drove up to perform. It was a whole thing, and it got shut down 10 minutes into the headliner. Everyone else, all the openers got to perform 10 minutes into the headliner. Mics cut, lights, stage lights or house lights go on. they pulled the plug on it because of a fight outside. I'm not going to go into it, but
terrible.
It was awful. That was terrible. That night was a gut punch, man. That one sucked so bad. But
shit happens, you know.
Shit happens.
In this world, man, so unpredictable, right? You think people would act a certain way, right? They're gonna act this way, that way, and you just realize people just do shit in general that you can't explain sometimes. Sometimes you get shows shut down because people feel the need to.
I know why
they shouldn't be doing.
I know why the show was shut down.
I know why, but the initial reason, but the initial thing that happened shouldn't have happened, and then the response happened, which you could argue shouldn't have happened, but it happened, and everything happened.
The venue's decision was not based upon.
But yeah, it was a whole bunch of things that were messed.
It was a lot of stuff, and I'm not going to go into it for legal purposes, but there were a lot of things that went into it. I don't want to get sued by the venue, but there were decisions that were made by the venue that I don't agree with, and that it seemed like the venue screwed us. Mind you, we all got paid still, but that's not the point. You don't do this music shit to get paid, bro. You do this music shit to hear the scream of a crowd. I don't care what anyone says. No, that's why I do it.
That's facts.
Because there's no better feeling on the planet Earth than hearing a cheering crowd. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. It's the best feeling on the planet. Better than sex, better than love, better than money.
There's nothing that compares. Nothing that compares, man, being on that stage and everyone just going crazy. And if you chase the money, you might not have money or fans, but if you get the fans, the money will come.
Yeah.
The money will come. But listen.
But look, latex has grown, so it's all that matters.
We gotta move along, Johnny. Tyreek Hill and Noah Lyles set to race. It's a short one here, but who do you think is going to win, Johnny? Who you got? You think Tyreek's got a chance?
No.
No chance? No. I don't know the distance yet. I don't know the distance yet. So hold
Lyles.
On. What if it's 40 yards?
It doesn't matter. It's Noah Lyles.
Noah's going to win any distance.
Noah Lyles is the fastest man on the planet.
That runs track.
He is right, bro, but I'm telling you, it will be Noah Lyles. Not only because Tyreek's in his 30s, and I don't like Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles bothers me. He annoys me.
Because of the whole comment he made with the world champions?
World champion of what? Like, I don't like that comment. That's really stupid because the NBA is a worldwide league. The best players are from all over the world. If you are a great basketball player, you play in the NBA. It is a worldwide league, even though the teams are centered in America. It maybe the most.
That'd be like saying the NFL Super Bowl champions aren't world champions because there's a CFL.
At least you could say the NFL is a 95% American league. You know what I mean? Like almost everyone.
Well, yeah,
plays in the NFL,
but not because
America.
Foreigners can't play.
That's not the case with the NBA.
They don't even have leagues.
Right, but I go, that's just like annoying to me. That's like a bastardization of what the NBA is today. Like, the NBA is a worldwide league. The whole world plays in it. The best players in the world, no matter where they're from, play in the NBA, and the best players in the NBA are from all over the world. They're not. Like, the best players are not Americans. They are worldwide players. Like, you earn the right to call yourself a world champion if you play in the NBA. I don't care. Like the Boston Celtics probably would beat damn near any country's team. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real here. Like, and I'm a Knicks fan. I hate the Celtics. I'm telling you the truth, though, that if you put together any country in the world's best team, the Boston Celtics will beat them. And it's just like, you have earned that right as a worldwide league. So I don't like Noah Lyles' opinions for that. That being said, I respect the fastest man in the world for what he does. You're the best in the world at what you do. You won the gold for America. You proved you're the dude. So that being said, yes, Noah Lyles is going to win that race. Especially because he is in the middle of his prime. Maybe Tyreek at the fastest of his career might have won it, but Tyreek ain't there anymore, bro. Like, Tyreek's in his early 30s. So it's Noah Lyles.
Yeah, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I got Noah too.
Yeah, of course. Of course. He's the fastest man on the planet. Of course.
But now, Johnny, it's time for my favorite segment. 4th and goal. We also have a new coin. I'm flipping the coin.
Yeah. Oh, you're flipping? Okay, I was going to say, I have a couple coins over here, but you flip it. Okay,
you're rigging the coins over there. We got to do something different.
I was going to bring in some new coins, but I'm okay with you flipping it.
A winner takes all trivia showdown where 2 couch coaches enter and 1 is crowned victorious. Now, I'm going to flip the coin. We have heads. So y'all can see that there. That is the head.
Okay.
And then we have tails.
What kind of coin is that?
It's a quarter.
No, I know it's a quarter, but what type of quarter is it?
What state? This is
I think it's
It says Maria Tal Chief.
So it's a special quarter.
Liberty. They all say that.
Yeah. Okay. I just had to think about the weighting on each side, you know?
Yeah, there's like symbols on it under the Maria Tal Chief I can't read, and it's got like a dancer with her, like a ballerina dancer. I've never seen a quarter like this in my entire life.
They've put out a lot of new quarters recently. Okay.
All right, ready? We're gonna flip it.
Let's go heads.
Heads? You're going heads?
Calling heads.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny how the first time I flip a coin, it lands on tails.
Lands on tails. All right, you pick then. Kick or receive.
I am going to kick the question.
Okay.
So with that, Johnny, question number 1.
Oh, by the way, for the viewers at home, we are doing the flip version of last week. Last week I was asking Kuji Jazz questions, and he was asking me NFL questions. This week, he's asking me Knicks questions, and I'm asking him NFL questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rapid fire edition. 25 seconds. 25 seconds.
Understood.
Question 1. How many NBA championships have the Knicks won?
2.
Mother. God damn it.
2. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
My turn.
All right.
Fuck.
Okay. Let me find an easy one. That one was really easy. So I'll pick.
I thought that was a medium one.
No. That one's too easy. Okay. I am going to. Okay. Okay, here's an easier one. Who is the only quarterback drafted by the Broncos to win a playoff game for the Broncos?
Tim Tebow.
Correct. Rapid fire, baby. Let's go. 7-7.
Question 2. When was the last time the New York Knicks made the finals?
Ooh, that's got to be 1995? 1995.
Final answer?
Yes.
1999.
99. Okay. Yep. After Jordan. I thought it was in the middle. I thought it was in the middle of Jordan. Yep. Fair enough.
7-7.
I was 1. 7-7. Okay. Which NFL legend's daughter went to prom with Julian Edelman?
Which NFL legend's daughter went to prom with Julian Edelman?
Yes. And if this isn't immediate, then I'll tell you it's an NFL wide receiver. Legendary wide receiver's daughter went to prom with Julian
Jerry Rice.
Edelman. Final answer? Yes? Is that your final answer?
Oh, he might be too old. It could be Michael Irvin. No, Jerry Rice. Yes, Jerry Rice.
That is correct. Jerry Rice. My man, Jerry Rice. Yes, sir. Correct.
Question number 3, Johnny. What Knicks player won the Defensive Player of the Year award in 2012?
I mean, that's got to be 2012. That's got to be Amari Stoudemire.
That's your final answer.
Yeah.
Tyson Chandler.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. That's dumb. Yep. Okay. Stoudemire wasn't a fucking defensive player.
I was thinking that. I was like, wait a minute, what did he do on D?
He wasn't but I was just like, I kind of forgot that Tyson Chandler was even on the team ever. So I didn't really even think of that. I completely forgot Tyson Chandler was ever on the Knicks.
Right 2 years, the championship year, and then the year after with the Knicks.
Yeah.
All right, hit me with it. I'm about to spread the gap.
All right, this is a dumb question. I'm going to preface this. This is a stupid question that you might get mad at me about this question. But I thought this question was really funny, so I'm going to ask it. Okay. What player was the number 7 overall pick 2 years in a row? And if you need a hint, this was in 2018 and then 2019. They were the number 7 overall pick 2 years in a row.
The same player. So the player got picked. The player got picked 2 years in a row.
Number 7 overall pick in the NFL draft 2 years in a row.
Repeat the question.
This is a dumb question. What player? How about this? What was the name of the player that was the number 7 overall pick 2 years in a row? 2018 and 2019.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Yeah. I had to rephrase it so it even made sense.
Because I was like, this man must have got picked and went to the MLB and then came back and got picked again. I was like,
yeah, no, it's Josh Allen. This is a stupid question, but I might as well ask it.
All right. After 3 questions, 721. You need these two.
I gotta come back.
These two. What NBA player was traded to the Knicks in 1999, 2 years after choking and threatening to kill his head coach during his time with the Warriors? And that head coach was PJ Carlezuma.
Wait, traded in 1999, trying to kill his head coach on the Warriors?
He choked. It was a huge incident. He choked him out, dragged him from the back of his neck for 7 to 10 seconds, and threatened to kill him. And then was traded to the Knicks 2 years later.
What the fuck? This is a little before my time. I don't know.
Dang, I knew this one. But not because of the Knicks.
Yeah, I don't know if I know
the incident.
Yeah, and I don't know the incident.
His name has been mentioned in a couple different hip-hop songs.
Man. I feel like this is like something stupid that I'm like forgetting. Because it's the Warriors of it all that's confusing me. The Warriors, I'm trying to think, like...
So he was on the Warriors when it happened.
Right.
And then...
Yeah. I can't believe I don't know this. Yeah, I have no idea. No clue. Pass. Who is it?
Latrell Sprewell.
Oh, yeah. Latrell Sprewell. All right. Sprewell, Squirrel, whatever you want to do to pronounce it. Yeah. No, I didn't. I did not have that in the Rolodex. So.
Well, I clinched the win, but
that was a surrender punt.
We'll see how big the win is. Question number 4. Hit me with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, who's the only team to beat Vince Lombardi as a head coach in the playoffs?
The only team?
Only one team ever beat Vince Lombardi as a head coach in the playoffs. Who was it?
The Bears.
The Eagles. Interesting. You know, I just thought that was an interesting little stat that I found.
Question number 5. What is the Knicks mascot?
Dude, I have no idea. A pair of pants?
Think long.
Yeah,
think hard about this one. Use the full 25.
The Knickerbocker. Spike Lee. I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea what the Knicks mascot is.
I feel so bad because I thought you were about to shred this one when that first question. You just were like, boom.
Well, how many championships they have? Yeah, but I mean, you're talking like history before I was a fan.
I thought that was harder than some of the other ones.
How many championships they have? That's like the easiest one. That's like who's the all-time leading scorer for the Knicks? Like to me, like that's easy.
I almost put that one too.
Oh my gosh, dude, that would have been easy. I would have gotten that instantly.
Who is it?
You're asking about like trades in the 90s. Like you're asking trades when I was 1 year old. Like I'm a
Bro, you're asking about Jerry Rice's daughter. I didn't know he had a kid.
Oh. I wasn't sure. Like it was on a podcast.
No, I did know he had a kid because his son plays. I
had seen Julian Edelman talk about this before. He's talked about this in interviews.
Final answer.
So that's why.
It's easier than you think. It's easier than you think. I promise. And sometimes the answers you're looking for when you can't find them might not exist.
There isn't one.
There you go, baby. There isn't one.
Thank you.
You were thinking so hard. I was like, bro.
Well, I didn't think that hard. I said the name of the team, and then I said Spike Lee. There isn't one. That makes sense.
He might as well be the mascot.
All right. Okay, for a pick six to tie it up. If you get this wrong, it's a pick six.
Okay.
All right, it's a pick six if you get it wrong. Before Baker Mayfield, which quarterback had the most wins in the Browns Stadium? The most career wins in the Browns Stadium. Before Baker Mayfield, who currently holds that record. Who had the most?
Ben Roethlisberger.
What a fucking win, my boy. What a win. Ben Roethlisberger is correct.
Hey, let's go.
Isn't that something? Deserved win.
I knew it had to because I'm thinking like it's kind of a setup question because
it can't be a Brown.
You're thinking Browns, but then you're like before Baker, but then you're like, okay. I'm thinking like Jake Delhomme, nope, Panthers. I'm thinking all these quarterbacks. I'm like, well, wait a minute. There's got to be a quarterback that plays him twice a year, so he's guaranteed to play there every single year. And nobody on the Bengals at that point in time. I mean, Carson Palmer? And then we're talking Joe Flacco. I mean, maybe. But, like, I just feel like the Steelers were dominant over the Browns for a while.
They were, yeah. I mean, it's really crazy to think, like, that do you know how embarrassing that is to be a team that's existed for multiple decades and still your rival has more wins in your stadium than you do? Like, that's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah. That's definitely crazy.
So there's one I wanted to throw in there that's just like interesting to me, and I wasn't sure if you had heard this one before.
Okay.
So in 1983, Terry Bradshaw goes to the hospital with he has to get a secret surgery. And when he does, because he doesn't want the press to get a hold of the fact that he's gone to the hospital, he gives a fake name. He gives an alias to the hospital. Terry Bradshaw gives a fake name to the hospital. Do you know what this fake name was? I'll tell you, it is something of a clairvoyant name. It is something that Terry Bradshaw somehow predicted the future of the NFL by giving this fake name. Terry Bradshaw, who wore the number 12.
He did not use GOAT.
He walked in there. Terry Bradshaw, number 12, walked into a hospital, gave a fake name to hide from the press, and the name he gave in 1983 to the hospital was Tom Brady.
No, he didn't.
I'm telling you. I looked this up. I had to fact check it.
No, he didn't. You're bugging.
He walked in 1983 and said, and the hospital needed a fake name, and he said Tom Brady.
Hold on.
That was his pseudonym.
Hold on a second, because now we need to see something. Hold on. Because that's crazy. Tom Brady was born 6 years prior. Okay. I was going to see what he was born.
Cause he wasn't like famous yet.
I was saying if he was born the same year, that'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but okay. Damn, that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. The name he gave was Thomas Brady. So, you know what I say? He didn't say Tom Brady exactly, but he said Thomas Brady. But
I think Tom Brady.
He told them his name was Tom Brady, so he could.
Is it? Thomas.
Right, and it is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, of course.
Okay.
We all.
Yeah, I had
Well, I'm sorry, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady II.
I was gonna hit you with what other 3 NBA teams aside from the Knicks do not have a mascot.
That's interesting. Maybe the Warriors? Do they not have a mascot?
They are one of them.
Okay, the Warriors. That's a good one. Let me think. I'm just trying to think of like teams I can picture their mascot. The Heat?
No, they're not one.
The Heat have a mascot? Okay. The Rockets, maybe?
No, they got one.
To the Rockets? They do? Okay. Man, the Sixers?
They got one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know then. Who are the other two?
Brooklyn
the Warriors
Nets.
Instantly.
Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, okay.
Los Angeles Lakers.
Wow, that's dumb. I can't believe I didn't think the Lakers. Yeah. Lakers definitely don't have a mascot. Yep, that's fair.
And then I had who was the Knicks coach during the 1994 NBA Finals? I was actually surprised. I mean, I feel like I knew he coached the team, but I didn't really know deep down that he did.
Is that Pat Riley?
Your boy Pat.
Pat Riley. Pat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Pat Riley. Okay. And then we've had some weird ones, man. I mean, Phil Jackson never coached the Knicks, but he was in the organization. And then we had Isaiah Thomas as a coach at one point.
I forgot who fouled Pat. But his name is really recognizable. It's like Ed. No.
Oh, you talking?
Like he's not a famous person, but like his name is like if you know Coach.
No, yeah. Was it Van Gundy? Did he follow him?
No. Don Nelson. Don Nelson.
Oh, Don Nelson. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Like I think he's like a good coach as far as like in coaching circles, they respect him.
No, Don Nelson's one of the guys that is assumed to be one of the 3 all-time ejection leaders that they have in our. They are, like I said, it was Jerry Sloan, Popovich, or Don Nelson are the 3 that it's not 100% sure, but he's one of the options.
Damn. I don't think he even coached them that long.
Okay, and I'll do 2 others that I had on this. Oh, you know what's interesting? Okay, so this isn't even a question. I'm just going to tell you this. Do you know what the first touchdown? Do you know what the first touchdown in Steelers playoff history was? In the history of the Steelers, the first touchdown ever in the playoffs.
Lynn Swan.
It was the Immaculate Reception.
Oh.
It was the first time the Steelers had ever scored a touchdown.
What?
So I put that one in the playoffs. That was the first one ever.
That's crazy.
So, okay, do you know the only team to never play on Thanksgiving? There's only one team in the NFL that's never played on Thanksgiving.
Jaguars.
That's correct. Yeah, the Jaguars. So I don't know, man. You probably would have ran away with this no matter what.
Go.
And then who's the only MVP winner in Cowboys history? There's only one.
Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith. You're right. Oh my god. Thought you might have said like Staubach or Aikman or something.
I'm ready tonight. Let's go.
This guy is on fire, so I feel good now. I feel good that like no matter what,
if it went to overtime, it was gonna be
yeah. You came to win tonight. Proud of you.
The win. 3-peat, by the way.
3-peat. Deserved.
Something the Chiefs couldn't do.
All right.
I'm the GOAT. Not Tom Brady. Not Pat. Coogee. But anyway, you're off about 15 minutes here. About 10 to be more accurate, Johnny. We're going to wrap up with the people want to know. Because in a world full of questions, the people need answers. And here on Couch Coach, we have those answers. So it's time for the people want to know. So first question, Johnny. Now this one might be a moral quandary.
I got you.
Poop.
I had that early when you weren't here and you said you could watch me. I wrote that down and I was holding up to the screen.
It might be a moral quandary.
I'm ready.
But here we go, Johnny.
Poop.
The people want to know. Do you wash your hands after you use the bathroom?
Of course.
No, that's not what they want to know. But I was talking shit when you were gone. I was talking shit when you were gone earlier.
Okay, just making sure.
I said,
of course I do.
I said over under. I said that it's minus 500. He washed his hands.
Yeah, I think if you're in the comfort of your own home and you want to do a no hand pee, you can do that. You know, if you want to do a no hands pee and the comfort of your own home, you don't have to. But I think for the most part, you should wash your hands after you pee pee or poo poo. I think that's a hot take. You should wash your hands after you pee pee poo poo.
That is a hot take. I saw this little excerpt from Will Smith, and I guess he was in the bathroom. He went pee. There's somebody else famous in the bathroom, I guess. And after he peed, they walked out past each other, and he was like, "My dick's clean."
Yeah, it's like I think if you're in the comfort of your own home, washing your hands after you pee is you don't have to do it every time, but I think it's a judgment call. You should do it at least every other.
Take a shower, for example. Like I just got the shower and I peed, like right, like. Is there a need?
Yeah.
Serious question.
But if you're in public, you wash your hands after you pee every single time. If you're in public, and if you poop, you wash your hands. Period. You don't. If you poop and don't wash your hands, you might as well fucking kill yourself. That is. I'm sorry. Hold on. You might as well unalive yourself.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. The fucking algorithm.
Oh, I'm sorry, algorithm. You might as well disappear from this plane of existence because you're not a human. You're subhuman if you don't wash your hands after pooping. I don't know what to tell you. That's foul. That's disgusting. That's repugnant.
Especially if you brush your teeth after and you didn't wash your hands.
Oh, bro, I take that very seriously though in the sense of like I always flush the toilet with the lid down.
Because water splashes up. Because
I'm like,
no. Do you know how far it can splash? It can splash like pretty far.
Yeah, I am a. It's not even just water. It's like particles. It's like stuff you can't even see. Like it goes up. I'm like, man, yeah. You're never gonna find like a woman saying like, man, you left the seat up. I put the whole thing down, lid on the toilet when I'm done with it. Also, because I don't want to drop my phone in the toilet. Like if you're in the bathroom and you're not actively using the toilet, there should be a lid on top of it or you're going to drop something in it. That's just how it works. Yeah. I don't make the rules.
Gravity. They figured that out
all right, ask the real question, though.
The real question. The people want to know.
Do you wipe?
The people want to know. Would you press a button to save 100 strangers but lose 10 years of your life?
What does save 100 strangers mean?
It's the trolley question. Come on now.
Right. But I'm saying like, what does save 100 strangers mean? Like, does it mean like they're just like 100 people who are perfectly healthy, walking around in life, instantly die, or I can, you know what I mean? Is that what you're saying?
100 random assortment of people. So think about the demographics of the world. So you're gonna get some lawyers, you're gonna get some doctors, you're gonna get some criminals, you're gonna get some, you're gonna get a mixture of everybody. You're gonna get a mixed bag. 100 strangers just plucked from the earth, unalived.
Yeah. So okay. Here's the question. You can
save them, but whatever your life expectancy is going to be at this current point, chop 10 years off.
Okay. Here's the question. This isn't like people who were going to die anyway. No. This is like these people are the only reason these people are going to die is because you didn't press this button.
Okay, well, no, if that's how you view it, but in theory, you could argue whether you press the button or not, they're not unhealthy, but they're going to die anyway because you not pressing the button is no action. So you didn't kill them by not pressing the button.
Here's what I'm saying, though. If it's a trolley problem, then I can make this answer easily. Because it's like, if it is saying there are 100 people on this train track, and I can and the train is going towards the people, and I can pull the lever to make it not hit them, then I'm pulling the lever.
And take 10 years off your life.
I'm pulling the lever.
Okay. Yeah. They don't have health conditions. They're not already going to die in life.
Yeah, you're saying that
they'll just die. Like they just disappear.
The only reason that they're dying is because this problem exists.
Yes.
It's not like It's not like these people are. You said like save 100 people. So I was like, are these people like, you know what I mean? Like, are they in a position where they were going to die before this problem, and I'm choosing to save them, or is it like the problem exists and now these 100 people are at risk because of it? You have to make a decision. Then I would pull it.
Okay.
I'm a utilitarian.
What if you knew you only had 15 years to live?
Then it'd be you know what, man? I'm in my 20s, so that's an easy one. But if it's 15 years to live, probably not pulling it.
Okay.
Probably not pulling it. 10 years, I will slash 10 years off the idea that like if I'm going to die at 70, I would say I'll die at 60 to save 100 people from being prematurely killed.
Oh, and no one knows you did it either. It's just for the culture.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's the right thing to do. I would do it. It would be like a thing where it's like, and I don't even necessarily believe in an afterlife. I'm just doing it like hedging my bets, really. I'm like, this is the right thing to do, and if anyone's watching, you saw that I did that.
I mean,
I did the right thing.
Listen, if you do the right things and it's not real, then same result. If you do the right things and it is real, good result. So I mean,
exactly. Right. Like I'm doing the right thing on that one. But yeah, if I knew for a fact though that I only had 15 left, I probably wouldn't do it. Yeah, because that'd be going through life knowing exactly how much time you have left is kind of liberating.
It is. You just don't want to lose 2/3 of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I like life. I like living. And I don't know these people. I don't. Like, no. I wouldn't. But what I would do is this, though. I would seek to make 100 people who are living lives better, at least. If I can make at least 100 people's lives better while I'm alive, then I can make up for those 100 that I didn't save. And
I don't think it's morally incorrect to not save
and
them.
Keep my life.
I just think it's
because who's to say
it's objectively the morally correct thing to do it.
Are more important than the 100 people that I could help in those 10 years.
Right. Well, you know, it's all hypothetical. It's like, you know what the ethically correct decision to do is, but I don't.
Right. Ethically, there's one
think
choice.
Less
but
of somebody.
With other variables, then it's like, okay.
Right. Right. I don't think less of somebody for not doing it. I'm just doing some like I think that's the right thing to do. You know. But I can also understand, but that's like a 55% for me. Like that's like
That's close.
I don't feel very strongly about it. It's a close call because the other thing I think is time is the only completely limited commodity you have. So you don't want to mess around with it. But I think the 5% is made up by the possibility of an afterlife for me. That's really what it is. It's like the 5% is like there might be an afterlife and I want to do the right thing now and hedge my bets on that.
No, I got you. 100%. 100%. I actually found Jesus. I found God. I'm going to church this Sunday.
Good stuff.
I actually went to church last year a couple times, but I stopped. I haven't went in like 8 months, but I might go again because I found God. I woke up on my couch the other day, Johnny. My ear piercing was not in my ear, and now it hasn't happened to me yet in the 5 months I've had them. So I'm freaking out. Like, where is this shit? Trying to find it, and I found the actual ear piercing right there under me. So I was like, cool, it's not bent. Set it aside. Bro, I spent at 3 a.m. 2 days ago, I spent 2 hours searching my living room like I was in the fucking FBI with a light, doing actual like when you're treading ground to try to find like evidence, right? You're like lights up and down, make sure you walk in a line up and down, cover every area, every surface. Like, I was going through this for 2-3 hours trying to find this fucking thing. I finally said, you know what? I'm gonna leave it up to the Almighty. I'm going to let my mind be at ease, and it's going to reveal itself. And tell me yesterday, I don't look over here on the ground 5, 10, 20 feet from where the couch is. And it's just there on the ground in the back, just sitting there chilling. So I think it's a sign. I got to go to church this weekend.
My thing has always been like, I need a legit burning bush moment if I was going to believe in a higher power. I would need like a...
What does burning bush moment mean?
There is a moment in the Bible where I want to say it is... I want to say it's Abraham. Let me double check. Hold on. Moses. So Moses speaks to God through a burning bush, a bush that is on fire. He speaks to God through it, or an emissary of God, or something like that. He has complete, effectively all it is though is a complete moment where it is like, God is real, motherfucker, I'm telling you what to do. I would need that to believe in God. Otherwise, I'm just like open to the idea. But like, I can't...
Not even like some Evan Almighty shit?
Evan Almighty's fine, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I need a moment where it's like, okay, that just happened to me, and it can't be explained by anything other than a higher power exists. And then you got me forever. But that's what I need. You know what I mean? Like, finding an earring is not enough. Like, I need, like, and I'm happy for you because I'm cool with it, and I love religious people, and I think, like, I'm fascinated by religious people, and I envy them to an extent. Where it's like, you know, my business partner is very religious.
If
very
I get baptized, are you gonna fly up for it?
No.
That's fucked up.
If you fly me up, I would. Are you not baptized? I'm baptized.
Am I not baptized? What do you mean? You gotta do it every year.
You do not have to do baptism every year.
Yes,
Baptism's a one-time thing. No, you don't.
You renew it like your vows.
No, you don't.
Your vows with the Lord.
Okay. Are we talking about two different religions, though? Because I'm talking about Catholicism, where you get baptized one time. I was baptized Catholic.
I'm talking about church.
But what type of Christianity?
I don't know. I just walk in. God is God.
I'm talking about Catholicism, where you get baptized one time. The only thing you got to do frequently is get the Eucharist and...
the uterus?
Eucharist. That is the body of Christ, the body and blood of Christ.
I mean, you could argue that's kind of similar.
I do like to say, though, that I'm like culturally Catholic, though. Like, I don't necessarily believe in God, but I'm like culturally, you know, like how some people are like culturally Jewish. It's like I do the stuff, but I don't necessarily believe in everything. I'm culturally Catholic. Like,
weren't Romans Catholic though?
No, there's just called the Roman Catholic Church. The Romans weren't. Okay. Like, maybe very towards the end, maybe, but like the Romans killed Jesus.
I was gonna say, why would they kill Jesus if Catholic people?
Yeah,
I was
no,
like, okay.
Catholicism didn't exist during like the Romans. They
Okay.
just call it the Roman Catholic Church because it exists in like the Vatican is in Rome.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's its own country, but it's in Rome. Um,
Damn.
the
They didn't know they were getting a geography/history lesson today.
No, yeah, but I go like I think I'm like there's a lot of stuff. Like I love the Saints. I wear a Catholic necklace pretty frequently. I don't have it on this second, but it's right over there. It's got two of my favorite Catholic figures. You got Saint Dismas, the good thief, and then Mary Magdalene. So it's got hookers and thieves around my neck. I do that a lot. I got all kinds of I collect Catholic prayer cards. I got a this isn't necessarily Catholic. This is more like Santeria, but it's a Catholic saint in Saint Michael the Archangel
Damn.
that I burn sometimes. That's he's God's general, and there's a prayer for him. That's Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Da, 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 against there's like a whole thing. So there's like cool shit in Catholicism I like, but like I would just need a moment that like is indisputably communion with God,
right,
for me to believe. Otherwise, I'm not gonna lie about it.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna force it or lie about it.
Right, it's got to be something that just hits you in the face and you can't deny it. Well, listen, Johnny. I want to hear more of your stories, especially about the good man above. But the good man above would want us to wrap up right now. And so with that, we're going to say thank you for joining us for another episode of Couch Coach the Podcast, featuring an all-star staff of the best to never do it. Remember, without a couch, you're just a coach. Without a coach, it's just a couch. And with both, you're one of us. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you got some shit to say, leave a comment. It's Johnny, it's Kuji, your favorite couch coaches. We'll see you guys next week.
Find God.
Amen.